One of the biggest things I've learned recently is the art of accountability and how important accountability actually is when you're on self-improvement. So if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're on self-improvement. And if you are, that's great. But is accountability something that you've really, really delved into on a deep level? And do you understand how to be accountable? Do you understand that accountability is going to be absolutely crucial in your ability to succeed in your goals, in your fitness goals, mental health goals, knowledge, whatever it is? So in this video, I'm going to go through everything I know about accountability, some of the things I've been putting into practice to help me stay accountable. And I hope it helps you guys. This is a super important topic and it's going to be massively impactful in your self-improvement journey overall. What is accountability? So it's a character trait, and some people are more accountable than others, but it's a skill. So just like any skill, you need to train, you need to get better, you need to become more accountable, more of an accountable person. So what actually is accountability? It's the idea that you're able to be self-reflective and self-critical on your own performance and sticking to your word. Whatever you've said you're going to do, have you done it? It's being able to admit to yourself when you've slipped up, and it's a great practice for honesty. So it's a good way to stay honest with yourself, stay humble, and it's overall the ability just to be able to stick to your word and to know that when you do fail, when you do mess up and you don't do something you said you're going to do, that you know how to manage that and how not to, externally blame that on other factors, and to realize and be metacognitive that it could be you that is holding yourself back rather than the outside world and other factors. So why should I be accountable? Why should anyone be accountable? Because it's the only way you'll ever achieve success. And this is something I've learned from a lot of the people I look up to in the industry, in the self-improvement industry. They all talk about accountability. And this video is going to be comprised of a lot of the methods that they speak about. I've started implementing these, and I've spoke about it in a couple of videos before this. Some of the methods I'll get onto as well on how to stay accountable. Without accountability, you can never do anything wrong, and anything wrong that's ever happened in your life is someone else's fault. It's not your fault that you're fat. It's not your fault that you're poor, and it's not your fault that you work a job that you hate. So if we weren't accountable, it's never our fault and we're doing perfect. And there's nothing you can ever do to change anything in your life currently, because you've never messed up. You've never done anything wrong. And without accountability, you are doing everything right and things just aren't going your way. The world is not molding to how it should be for you. You're doing everything right. There's nothing that you're doing that's wrong, and things just aren't going your way. Life's just hard for you. And this is why I think accountability is so important, because I do think quite a lot of people actually think like this, and they're not willing to change themselves and be interoceptive and to change the way that they behave and act in order to improve their life and take action, take control over these factors. And they'll, externally project their problems onto other things and blame other people, blame other things that have happened to them. And that's just not the case most of the time. So I want you to remember this and take control. Every decision you've ever made, regardless of external factors, has led you to this point. Where you are right now, are you happy with your performance? Okay. So where you're sitting right now, whatever you're doing right now, are you happy with how you perform? So you might be watching this video, super successful, millionaire, probably not. Maybe you're happy with your performance, or maybe you can become a bit more accountable after watching this and realize there's more you could be doing. And these are some of the tools that are going to help you become more accountable. So how do I become more accountable? I think this is actually quite easy. Grab a piece of scrap paper or a notepad and a pen and write down 2 to 4 check boxes on that every day in the morning with the goals next to them of what you want to achieve that day. So I'll show you mine. So this is mine, and you can see that there. I've got the dates. This is of a couple of days ago. And you can see the check boxes there of what I wanted to do, all YouTube related. And you can see I've ticked them all off. And that's not me bullshitting. Genuinely did all that stuff. And if I hadn't have done those, I'd have put an X in there, right? So you want to do that every day. Get a little check boxes of what you want to achieve. And just look at that at the end of the day and ask yourself this. Are all the check boxes ticked? No? Then you failed. Be accountable. You've not done what you said you're going to do. And don't say you're going to do it if you're not going to do it. If you say you're going to do something, you're going to record a video, you're going to send those emails out for your business, whatever it is, you've got to do that. Or yes, you've ticked all the boxes, you've done it, then great, do the same again tomorrow. It's going to help you be accountable, and it's just going to help you stay on track to your goals. Tell one of your friends about your goals. Tell one of your friends about your ambitions. If you tell them your fitness goals, your business goals, whatever it is, where you want to be in 3 years, if they're a good friend, what they'll say is, if you're not actually on track to that and you've said, I'm going to lose however many pounds of fat before this certain time, or I'm going to go to the gym every day and I want to get into a good shape and all this kind of stuff. If they're a good friend, then they'll just let you know, listen, hey, have you been to the gym? Mate, you're looking a little bit pudgy or whatever it is. If they're a good friend, they'll just be honest. They'll talk to you about it. They'll help you and they'll keep you accountable. And if they're a bit of a shit friend, they'll just say, oh, well, it's not really your fault, and they've got other stuff on, and they'll take the accountability away from you and they'll make you feel more comfortable. And they're not, they might be afraid to hurt your feelings and they just want to keep you safe and, stop you from actually improving yourself. So usually, and I've got friends like this, a good friend will actually just help you keep accountable, help you with whatever you try to do, and make sure that you stay on track. And that's the kind of friends and people you want to surround yourself with. So just make sure you tell a friend of whatever goals you have for the day so that not only you can keep yourself accountable, but other people can actually help you keep you accountable. And then the final point is you need to sit and you need to be able to think and be interoceptive. So what does this mean? Well, it means, have you messed up? If you have messed up, then you need the ability to be able to sit down and really revel in the shame that comes with not having done something that you said you're going to do. So, for example, did you cheat on your diet massively? Did you go binge eating junk food? Did you lay around all day watching porn and Netflix? Did you play 4 hours of GTA when you promised that you'd work on your business today? If you've said you're going to do something, fitness related or business related, and then you've actually cheated on that and you've not done that and you've done some bad habits instead, because let's face it, if you set some time out to do something that's positive and productive, and you actually don't do that, the time that you spend on other things is probably not going to be productive either. You're probably not going to do something different that's productive. You're probably just going to end up doing some of the bad habits instead of the productive thing you were meant to do that you said you were going to do. So you need to stay accountable. When you don't take that checkbox at the end of the day, when you feel like you've wasted an entire day watching Netflix, that actually comes with a little bit of shame. I felt this before, where you actually do feel quite shameful for having not accomplished your goal or having wasted a day. And it doesn't feel great, especially when you're on self-improvement and you learn about all this stuff. You really start to feel quite bad for not doing things like that. And that's good. Don't be too easy on yourself. If you feel bad about having wasted a day, then just sit and revel in that shame, sit and self-reflect. And if you kind of not enjoy, but if you really think about how that feels to have, you could have done more today, you could have done better, that feeling doesn't feel great. And if you embrace that feeling, and you won't want to feel like that again. If you sit and think about that and really embrace the shame and embrace that you've said you set out to do something and you've not achieved it because you were lazy, because you didn't really feel like doing it, that is going to feel bad. With me, it's the gym. If I skip a gym session now, I feel terrible. If I skip a gym session, I feel terrible after doing that. And I kind of can sit and revel in that kind of feeling. And that's allowed me to stay accountable and actually barely ever, I literally don't skip gym. I used to skip the gym a lot, and now I don't skip the gym. And my physique's never been better than it's ever been. It's the best it's ever been. And I do think that's just down to staying accountable, helps you stay consistent, helps you stay on track, and it's going to allow you to achieve more in life and actually make sure that you achieve your goals by staying accountable. So anyway, guys, that was the tips to stay accountable. I hope that's helped you. I hope you got some value out of this video. Remember, you need to stay accountable. If you're on self-improvement, you've probably got some big goals like me. Maybe I'm only a few steps ahead of you. Maybe you're on the same level as me. All I'm doing is passing on some knowledge. So stay accountable and you will get there. You will do it. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Have a great day. See ya.